Well, hello there, Jay here again, and this video is going to make you feel a little bit about what it's like to go through chemotherapy. This video has kind of been broken up a little bit because I actually started my chemo last Monday, and I get it 1 day a week for 7 weeks. 2 days ago, I had my second session with chemo, and it feels a little bit worse. It's Wednesday. It's 2 days later. I can still feel some of the side effects. But so this video is going to backtrack a little bit to my first event when I went through the process, and later on I'm going to dovetail in some of the second episode as well, so you can kind of see how that pattern emerges. The chemo, I'm going to close my eyes again and try to walk through that process from memory, because that's a week old now. I'm going through it again tomorrow. I perhaps should have waited, but let's go with it. So, I've got the port put in a while ago so that it would allow them to draw blood and to put the chemo in much more easily. They did start by drawing blood. They poke a hole in that port, which is right here. Take what they need, run the tests on that to make sure that I guess I'm okay even before they start the chemo. At least that's my memory of it, and that the blood test came back very quickly. In fact, it hit me on my phone as a my message on the. We have an app for this whole process. My chart, that's what it is, and a lot of people are going to be familiar with that app. And so the results came back, and then I talked to the oncologist. The first day, that's right, I talked to the oncologist, Dr. Joseph, and he gave me a little idea of what to expect. Him and I had a nice exchange. It was nice to actually meet him, and it's just nicer in person. The video health meeting was okay, but it was just much more personal. And after him and I finished an interview. And I guess we're going to have one again tomorrow, and we'll have one every Monday where he'll inform me of what I need to know about and ask me questions about how I feel, right? I mean, how's my health? How am I feeling mentally, physically, and so on? I remember during the conversation with him and the nurses, I asked not, this is an important one, I asked not to be given any of the nausea medicine, the throw-up medicine, basically, because I wanted to know how my body reacted. I wanted to know, after the chemo, after the radiation, will I throw up? I don't even know if I will throw up. And if I do, what does that look like? When does that occur? Is it a day later, a week later? I don't want to take, they have like 3 or 4 different kinds of pills. Take all these pills every day to prevent the chemo-associated nausea. Some of them I see cause constipation. Some of them cause diarrhea. Some of them keep you awake at night, and you might take one to offset the actions of another. And yeah, that's just not me. And so the nurse was getting ready to put it into my IV, and I'm like, no, I'll hang it up on the bag. I said, no, I don't want to do that. And so she had to talk to Dr. Joseph again, get the clearance, and he probably said, that's up to him. It's his body. If he wants to go through it. So they hook a bag. I used to not know. I thought chemo might be pills even. I just didn't know. Maybe you didn't know. What exactly is chemo? Is it bright green radiation looking stuff? I kind of envisioned that, but it's not. It's a clear bag. And before they even give you the chemo, this is kind of interesting and a big surprise, is they drip 2 hours worth of fluid into my port before any chemo at all.
Okay, so she's just cleaning up his port site, which actually looks pretty good.
Let me inflate my chest a little bit.
I'll try not to include too much of your chest.
And then so this is chlorhexidine, and that's what we're using to clean the skin.
Okay.
It is quite strong, and so if you ever eventually develop any itchiness or redness,
right,
let us know. We can always switch over to iodine.
Okay.
to cleanse the skin, but
No, this is fine. I like the smell actually.
yeah, most
Yeah.
people
You like
hate
the
it.
smell?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know it had a smell.
It's as close as I'm going to get to alcohol for the next 7 weeks.
Right. Yeah, it looks pretty darn good. Do
No,
you-
this is bonus. Thank you. Okay,
What'd you say?
Do you want me to have your name or no? Do you care?
Oh, I don't mind.
What's your name?
It's Sam.
Samantha.
Uh-huh.
That's right. Okay. All right.
And
Right.
also, because this stuff is so strong, we really want to make sure that it 100% dries before.
Okay.
Because sometimes, if they put the dressing on too quickly,
All right.
it will kind of encapsulate
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that stuff, and it'll stay wet, and then it can kind of irritate the skin too.
Okay.
So we'll kind of be mindful of that. But yeah, it's healing really, really good. And you've been sleeping okay with it? It doesn't bother you? I don't know
I
if you're
can't. Well, the first 3 days I couldn't sleep on this side without recognizing there was a problem with that, so I switched it to just staying on the other side.
Okay.
Normally I like this. I switch halfway through the night at some point. You know, I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah.
It's probably because there's a dog sleeping across your chest.
What kind of dog do you guys have?
We have 6 rescue dogs at
No
home.
way!
Yeah, they're
Oh
all
my
kinds. Yeah.
gosh. Okay.
And at least one of them insists on sleeping on top of him.
Oh my gosh. Are they big dogs or?
Every one
Yeah,
of them.
unfortunately,
I
70
love-
pounds.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I have like a 50 to 60 pound lap mix at home.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
We've always loved the big dogs.
Yeah, we're I think ours are started 55 or so, right?
Yeah, they were littler when we got them,
Up
but
to
they're all
70,
bigger
maybe
now.
early 70s, 75.
Wow. Okay. So, are you okay with needles and stuff? Do you want me to kind of?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
fine.
So this is just the small one. This is the
Okay.
smallest needle we have. This one goes right under the skin.
Okay.
Just finding that.
Yeah,
middle
he's
point.
He's a big boy.
It comes with a promise of no pain, right?
It'll be a little pinch, I would say. All right,
And
ready?
initially, sting or burn. Is that a sting or a burn?
Doing okay?
Yeah.
Good. Usually don't need too much here, but okay.
Oh, that was amazing.
Okay,
Wasn't
good.
That was
too
the best
bad.
needle I ever got.
All right.
Hey. Get out of her way.
And that was to set up numbing so that when the chemo needle goes in, it'll be less painful.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
it'll be numb like the dentist numbs your tooth before he drills in it.
But
Right?
I'll be curious to see, how you do over time. If that's something that
All right.
Usually everybody's a little different, I think, in how they metabolize maybe the lidocaine. Because some people feel like it doesn't work at all, and some people do not feel a thing.
All right.
But usually this one, most everybody is
Right.
totally fine.
Now, this is kind of cool because the idea that I can put a desk across this and a laptop, I'm going to get more work
You're
done
gonna
here
work.
than I would in my own office.
Yes.
No
There'll
interruptions.
be no interruptions.
I think that'll mean you have to turn your phone off.
Do you have Wi-Fi I can access here
We
too?
do. We
All right.
definitely do.
Beautiful. And anytime I want something, all I got to do is raise my hand.
Yeah, exactly. Pressing that red button. Yep.
Alright.
All right. I'm gonna go one more time with a little bit of cleaning since I went in for that. And that other needle that I showed you.
Yeah.
And this is just saline that goes through.
Gotcha.
You probably will taste it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Have you tasted the saline before?
I actually don't recall tasting it, no.
Okay.
But that's fine. That's all I'm saying.
Usually
It is a
when-
weird thing. You do kind of taste it when it
Yeah.
goes in. Yeah.
And everybody's different because, when people get IVs on the arm and
Right.
stuff like that, they may or may not taste it. But for some reason with the port, because
Oh,
it's kind of
it's more
close
direct.
to this area.
Well, and it flushes through your whole body quickly.
Yeah, so most people
That's
can
funny,
taste it.
huh?
All right, so this is the saline solution, which is to do what?
It basically just kind of, preps the line for us before we give anything. We'll be
Okay.
in and out flushing it like before and after the medications and all
Okay,
that too.
gotcha.
Yep. Okay. And then it's up to you. Would you like me to count before I poke?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I'm just gonna stabilize and look at this first, okay?
And
That was a
boom, you're
little-
connected.
And we always will, you'll see us kind of pull the blood back because we really want to make sure that it's really clear.
All right.
And I'm just gonna lock this off, and then I'm gonna put the rest of the dressing on. I mean.
All right.
Wired for sound, sweetie.
If I could get one just like it on the other side, it'd be like a fashion statement.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for.
Okay.
You know, you see what they do with their earlobes and things like that. If it's any worse.
To each his own.
Alrighty. Hardest part is actually getting this to lay down nicely, the
Right.
dressing.
Sam, how long have you been an oncology nurse?
You know, I've been here for probably a year and a half or so, almost 2 years. But I started off my career in oncology. It's like med-surg oncology. And then I kind of moved around here and there. But I always knew I wanted to come back to Fred Hutch, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Or come to Fred Hutch, I should say. Yeah, this is by far probably my favorite place that I've worked.
Yay!
So you're in good hands here.
Okay. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about hydration. They've got me hooked up to this machine right here. And so I've learned, thank you, Tracy. This is a 1,000 milliliter bag of saline solution, I guess it is. And they're pumping that into me as we speak through this device. And they're feeding it directly into my port, which has been conveniently placed inside my skin under the chest. Okay, and it shows you here that it goes in at the rate of 500 milliliters per hour over a period of 2 hours. And this is to be given before cisplatin. So they're really going to hydrate me up well before they do the chemo treatment. And we've got some ingredients here, which includes sodium chloride with potassium chloride, magnesium sulfate, and gives you the breakdown on that. So it's not just water. I guess those are the things that make it a saline solution. Yeah. Down here, it tells us the rate that it's being metered out, 500 milliliters per hour. So it'll take 2 hours for that bag to empty. And right now we're at 327 milliliters used, so that's where we are in the whole scheme of things. You can see how slow that goes right there. That's it. Now this machine is portable, so if I have to go to the bathroom, I can just wheel this. I can unplug these two things and loop it over the side and drag this machine with me to the bathroom. So it becomes my companion for a couple of hours. Over here are my statistics that they took a little earlier. Blood pressure in the top left, oxygen saturation in the bottom left, pulse rate at 61, and temperature at 97.7. Okay, my nurse just left. I am now getting this medication. You'll see that I'll go down every now and then and push a little bit more through. There you go, it just did that. It pushes it in through this syringe, well, through this catheter, which comes up into my chest again. And so I got this bag, goes down here, and then this is fed into the line kind of halfway through and continues on down. And then once that's completely empty, this looks like it's just sodium chloride, which I guess is a saline solution that'll eventually empty out and flush out the remainder of this. And we get a bunch of other ones that looks like will need to be put in. That's probably the one that comes after chemo. And that hazardous drug is probably the chemo itself. There it is. Cisplatin. That's the stuff. The nurse was in here a few minutes ago. Her name is Samantha. Very nice, very kind, very professional. She wanted to give me my pre-med drug. So it was something that needs to be given to me before the chemo was given to me. And there's like 3 or 4 of them that are anti-nausea. They're supposed to make me not throw up, not feel like I have an upset stomach. And that's important because I need to eat. I need to make sure I don't feel like, every time I eat something. But I didn't want to really get those drugs right now because I want to know if it causes me to want to throw up. I want to know how much it causes me to throw up. I want to know how my body actually reacts to the drug without it being me being insulated by other drugs. And so you're in a fog about what's really happening. And then those drugs have other effects that might be she mentioned might make you tired or whatever. So I just asked her, please, I don't want to take any of those anti-nausea drugs. There's some steroids that she wants me to take as well, which is fine. That's part of the process, and it's an anti-inflammatory, and there are reasons for needing to take that Tracy and I talked about earlier. But the anti-nausea, no. So she understood. I wasn't forceful about it, but I wanted her to understand how I felt, and we agreed in the end that I would not be taking those. So I will see how I feel as a result of chemo without anything to prevent nausea, and I will let you know. Believe me, I will let you know. And that's what this looks like. All right, my new buddy. So that is the result of an entire bag of this. It's just about empty. And a couple more drops going down. And I've got another one of those bags to do after the chemo's done. Okay, me and my new friend are head back to the room now. Guess I'll have to give it a name before I'm done. Can I have your first name?
Yeah, first name's great.
Grace?
Kelsey.
Kelsey, okay, I'm sorry. Where did I get Grace?
I said first name's great.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, there we go. That will be easy.
Kelsey.
Okay. So I would like to thank Kelsey. Is the first person. He's what I described as I was a chemo virgin up until the time she came along. And she has placed this bag of chemo of cisplatin, right?
It sure is.
And is there anything that you would like to add that you could that people would find interesting about that?
Oh, with cisplatin, something interesting.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot with that one.
I mean, usually people have some nausea meds on board.
Right. And I have
a-
elected not to take any nausea meds,
Yeah.
and just because I want to see how my body actually naturally reacts to this.
Yeah, I'll be interested for your review too. It's a pretty, lots of people get cisplatin for different things. But today yours is going to run over an hour.
Right.
And hopefully you'll have no nausea.
So cisplatin is used for things other than cancer treatment?
It's used in different types of cancer.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so people get
Well-
it for different reasons.
All right. Well, thank you for trying to talk me into the nausea medicine. I'm sure I may live to regret my decision, And thank you for being my first
Oh,
chemo administer.
I'm glad I could be here for you today.
All right.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
It's
Fish out that chemo bag. Let's have a look at that.
Yes. Hey, and this is his radiation mask.
All right.
don't
Got
tell
that
anybody
bad
I
boy.
pulled it out of there. You better cut that part out.
Pull my chemo bag out of the trash so I could have a look at it. All right. Beautiful. Love it. That's classic. Pulling it out of the
What
trash
is
makes it
that?
even better.
That's his radiation
Oh my
mask
gosh!
extra.
What does that
They
feel
mold
like?
it to his body
Is
and they what do they snap you in so he can't move.
Yeah.
They snap him to the table.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So it's like is it like a plasticky?
I'll shut that off.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, well, good job on your first day.
For a first time, I'm like, okay, what is it going to feel like to have this poison come through my body, through my port, through my heart, turbulently flush throughout my system? I mean, what does it feel like? Well, it didn't feel any different than the drip. So I was in there for a complete 5+ hours. That's on top of the radiation, on top of the delays in between, on top of the blood. You know, it's probably an 8-hour day. I don't think we get out of there till 6 o'clock at night. And I'll open my eyes now because I think I've covered the experience. Both Tracy and I thought this was going to be, you know, an hour for 15 minutes for radiation, an hour for this. We'd be out of there by, you know, noon. We didn't get out of there till probably 6 o'clock at night. So the ride home, you know, I'm walking out of the place. I'm walking to the car. I can already feel a little off. As I'm walking to the car, I don't feel like myself. I don't know what chemo does to me and how it's going to do it, but I knew I wasn't feeling 100% like Jay. Didn't want to throw up, but you know, there's gradients of wanting to throw up. It's just like when you get in nausea, okay, you think in your stomach. That's what you think your problem is. Maybe you take Tums for it or something else. But forget all this nausea talk. It starts up here. It's just like if you drank too much and you start to get dizzy and you start to lose focus. You know, but I think with the cisplatin, it's an inner ear thing. It affects your inner ear. And I'm guessing. I don't know this, but I know it affects you know, there's long-term problems with hearing due to cisplatin, or can be. So there's a relationship, and I've seen it written where it affects the hairs on your inner ear, and so there's some kind of an action there. And when your inner ear is messed up, you get, you know, a vertigo type thing, a dizzy type thing, a throw up type thing. And so there's gradients at the beginning, walking out of the office. Let's put that number at 5%. I could feel something wasn't quite right, and it was along those lines, not enough for me to have to be overly concerned about it. Tracy was driving. I get in the passenger seat. I don't do well in the passenger seat anyway. You know, I used to get car sick as a kid, but I've been fine as an adult. It's just not my preference. You know, I want to be in control. So she's driving home, and about, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes into the drive, maybe not even that, that number started to go up, that 5%. I started to burp. No, hiccup, that's what it was. And hiccups was on the list of possible things that you would experience. And I started experiencing those hiccups just like they suggested. And behind the hiccups, I started noticing the nausea going up a level. I'm calling nausea that lightheadedness. And it didn't take long. It happened pretty quickly after that. I told Tracy, "You got to pull over, sweetie. I'm losing it." And I tried to hold it and tried to hold it and tried to hold it. And finally, she got pulled over, and I was able to let it out of there. And I'm sure I swallowed one before I let it out of there. I mean, it was up in the balls, you know, in the balls of my cheeks. You know, they were both out like this. I was like this. The window was down, but I was sure I was never going to miss the side of her car while we were driving. And I didn't want that to happen, so I'm just... And truthfully, I also wanted this on video. So I know that's going to sound a little crazy to a lot of people, but, you know, I wanted to capture the actual event as it unfolded. I wanted it to, to experience what I experienced, so that you would know what's in store for you. Tracy thinks I'm crazy, but that's just my nature. So she eventually gets pulled over to the side of the road. I open the door. I mean, right away. I gave her my phone. I said, please get, in whatever way I could, and I fell out the side of the car door, down to the grass, and thank you, Tracy. She respected my wishes. She got around with the phone, and I might have even been telling her to do landscape, because you tend to go portrait. I might have been telling her, no, landscape. And she got the video, which she sent to me, which I'm including here. So I just threw up. I could feel it. I didn't feel quite right. I felt a little bit lightheaded, dizzy kind of thing, like as if I drank too much, which I haven't experienced in decades. A little lightheaded. I've been feeling a little bit of that. When they say nausea, it's really dizziness. It's a very, very mild, altered state of balance, dizziness, whatever they call that, vertigo kind of thing. And it's very mild. Even immediately after treatment, as I first get in the car, I could feel that little bit of vertigo. And I was hoping it wouldn't translate into an upset stomach and vomiting, but I knew it was getting riskier and riskier. And as we're going down the highway, at some point there was no stopping it. I knew that it was going to have to come up. It started with a little bit of a hiccup, so there was 2 or 3 hiccups, 4 hiccups, which I read in the pamphlet was possibly a thing, and then after the hiccups came an increased feeling of vertigo, and I was just sitting here in the car, driving as a passenger. Now, whether the car had something to do with it, I don't know, but I will tell you, just like when you're drunk, not that I'm an expert at that, as soon as I get finished throwing up, I felt instantly better, and I feel fine right now. So we'll see how often that comes about. My sweetie just went into the store to get me some ginger ale, because that's supposed to help with this sort of thing. But I'm grateful for that. Thank you, honey. And I'm going to slide her into the movie here, whether she likes it or not. Yeah. And she's taking great care of me. And I feel fantastic right now, just minutes later. So we'll see how often that comes up and whether it's worth it. The important thing is I can keep food down, right? Got to keep the nutrients in. So we'll see how all this plays out. Stayed there for a while, got up, got back in the car. 20 minutes later, another one. This one was worse than the first one. I thought I threw everything up the first time because I was, burping a little bit. There wasn't much coming. Second time, pull off the highway again, pull into a place. She didn't get a video of this one. I wish she did, because it was a doozy. I mean, it all came out. And there went the veggies. Breakfast stayed down. There were no eggs in any of this. But there was a lot of vegetables, which I had for lunch. So, and that's what you have to watch out for in this process, is that you're not throwing up all your nutrition. you're going to try to eat right and do all the things you're supposed to do and getting calories in. But if you're throwing up, you're going to have to take drugs in order to presumably to offset that. So I got home and got out of the car, and it's about an hour and 15, hour and a half drive from the hospital, I guess, an hour and a half. And I was starting to feel nauseous again. I was beat. It was a long day, and the dogs were going crazy. They all wanted to see me. I love them. The 6 of them. They just all big dogs. All want to see me, and I gave them some love. But at some point, I told Tracy, I just need some peace. I got to find some peace, and I took 2 of the pills out of the 3 or 4 bottles. I took 2 of the pills in what she said would be the lightest weight of the bunch, that might help with the nausea, and presumably the one that would that tended to put you to sleep and not keep you awake. There's all kinds of variations on these things. So I took a couple of those, and I went back we have a field behind our house, and I have a fenced area where the dogs can't get to me. And so I went in that area. I laid in the tall grass. I looked up at the sky. The sky was blue. I was watching bees. Things started to settle down. I could smell, the grasses and the flowers. And so I just got home. I threw up once more after I felt better. We drove for a while longer. Same thing. Even as I record this video, I could feel a little bit of whatever that very slight but real dizziness, and frankly, I could use another throwing up right now, and it'll probably happen in the very near future. I've got some grass at the house, so I'm just laying in a field of grass, and that way, if I throw up, it's just on the grass beside me, and I can fall asleep or at least feel at peace in the meantime. Tracy's taking care of the 6 dogs. I just don't have it in me right now. So, I'm not as strong as I hoped I would be day 1. I just swallowed a little bit of anti-nausea medication, and maybe that and some rest will get me over the hump. That's it for now. I should mention, as I lay here in this field of greenery, which feels quite nice, you can't see the blue sky above me, and that's also quite nice. I realized I needed the medicines that they prescribed for me, but they're sitting at my office 20 minutes from here. And I don't have, me driving right now is probably not a good idea, though I was willing to do it, but my sweetie, Tracy, would not let me do it. And she leaves on a plane. She's got to get up at 4 a.m. to get on a plane and get out of town. So she's dealing with her own crises right now. She's got to work out of town tomorrow. So I called my son Douglas and asked him if there's any way he could help and get the medications from my office to my house 20 minutes away. And he's arranging to do that with his good friend Jeb. And Jeb, thank you very much. Douglas, thank you very much for going to the store, getting the anti-throw-up medication and some steroids. I have second-guessed the doctors at this point. I'm going to have that on hand. I still want to ease into this. I don't want to take all of those drugs if I don't have to. I'll take one of them, the least strong anti-throw-up medication, and see if that does the trick. I want to back into this. I want to make sure that I'm not over-medicating myself with a shotgun approach if I don't need all those meds in my system, just the way I feel. I've always felt that way. You're like, well, how's a guy like you get cancer? But the fact is I don't have any other problems. All my blood work, my pulse, my heartbeat, blood pressure, everything else comes in fine. It's just the cancer. And the rest of me is probably attributable to those policies of not putting myself on drugs, trying to find natural ways, through physical exercise and aerobics and weightlifting and things of that nature that make me stronger naturally. And so that's just my nature, and that's why I want to back into this. So we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, till my son gets here, I'm just going to relax and enjoy this. I'll give you a little bit of view of what I see. So that ain't bad. I mean, and the fact of the matter is, in this position, with that to look at, and my head in this position, I feel pretty damn good. Good enough to do this video.
I'm sorry, did you want to come? I didn't.
No,
wait.
no, he said he's good.
There he is.
What a beautiful little piece
And-
of
and this
silverware
special?
we got right here, huh?
So I wanted to get you coming in with the meds.
It's wicked smart.
All right, now you're part of the next video.
I love it.
I already pre-announced you that you were coming, and all right, now I'm going to put this video down so I can properly thank him. So I think I laid down there for probably till it got dark, as long as I paused. I said goodbye to him in that position. I wasn't going anywhere. Eventually, I felt good. I got up. I remember I went in the house, and I ate like a horse. I was hungry, and I just kept eating, and I felt good, and I didn't get nauseous. And I went to bed that night fat and happy. Well, hello there. It is June 23rd at about 9:15 in the morning. I'm once again in Northgate, Seattle at the Fred Hutch Proton Therapy Center. So today I woke up. I felt good. I feel maybe just a little bit off my 100% game. You know, I wouldn't call it nausea, just something that's telling me I'm not, there's something different about me, right? But I feel very good. I sat down this morning, made myself 5 eggs over easy with 4 pieces of keto bread with butter, slopped that up, enjoyed it, get nice and full this morning. Cup of coffee with whipped cream and with heavy whipping cream instead of half and half, which, boy, that's a wonderful treat. And I'm out sitting outside ready to go in. So how I felt the next day was something I didn't know until today, right? I was yesterday throwing up, nausea and all that kind of stuff. I slept very well. I did have to get up early this morning because my sweetie was getting on a plane going out of town. She was getting up at 4 a.m., so that did wake me up. I never really get back to bed, so I'll sleep well tonight. But the bottom line is not taking any drugs this morning. Day 2, feel great. Going in for my radiation. No chemo today, only on Mondays. So every week for the next 7 weeks on Mondays, I get radiation and chemo. Otherwise, just radiation, which is pretty much a non-event. And that's all I've got. Tomorrow, another day of chemo, another day of radiation, and the second of my 7 weeks to go. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.